Basses, we're going to take a look at Fancy Fiddles, and I'd like you to shift so that your first finger is where your pinky finger normally is on the G string. That is your B, and then your pinky now can comfortably reach the C sharp that was normally played with the second finger when we shifted. So it's a C sharp, B, C sharp with pinky. Let's try that together. So set up that first finger on the B, fourth finger on C sharp. Let's just play C sharp, B, C sharp. Now move your hand back to normal. Move it over the D string. Play E. So here we are again. C sharp, B, C sharp, E. Let's try that together. 3, 4. Now basses, look at measure 6 in Fancy Fiddles. That's the fingering I suggest you use rather than C sharp, B, C sharp. That's a lot of moving around and shifting very quickly. And so this is a better use of your energy. Basses, let's start at measure 5 now of Fancy Fiddles and practice that shift to the C sharp. So we're going to play measure 5 and 6 and even the beginning of measure 7. Set up that bow and first finger, check where your thumb is. 3 and 4 and. Let's do it again. You probably have to look at your hand just to make sure it goes to the right place. You'll have to determine if it's easier to watch first finger or pinky finger. It's different for each person. 3 and 4 and. Okay, basses. Now we are going to start at the beginning of Fancy Fiddles and play all the way till 9. Remember, we have that special shift that takes us to first finger on B and pinky finger on C sharp. Set up the A and put your bow on the string and plan to play along. 3, 4. B. 2, 3, 4. One more time. I even used the special shift for measure 3 because it started on a B and went up to C sharp and back to B. So it's great to be able to look at groups of notes when deciding what fingers you're going to use. 1, 2, 3, beginning. 2, 3, 4. Okay, basses, now we're going to play from the beginning up to measure 13. We have our special shift 4 times in this area. Measure 3, measure 6, measure 10, and measure 11. Set up the A, put your bow on the string. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, basses, at 21 in Fancy Fiddles, you've got a lot of C sharps in a row, and then you go right back to A. So it really is your choice if you'd rather use the pinky finger for C sharp or the good old second finger that we used to use all the time. I'm going to use second finger because I can quickly shift from that C sharp back to first position very comfortably without looking quite as much at my fingers. So here we are at 21. You could either use pinky finger on the C sharp or the second finger. 3 and 4 and. Slur here. Rest. Okay, basses, now we're going to work at 21 again, and we're going to try to add the dynamics. So I'm going to use a lot of bow for the C sharps, and then I'm going to use less bow with less pressure for the other notes where it says a mezzo piano. I'll demonstrate. Smaller amount of bow, not pressing very hard at all. One more time, and let's play together this time at 21. 3 and 4 and. Rest. You may have noticed that I controlled my dynamic changes with the amount of bow I was using, but I was also changing the amount of weight or pressure into the string. So on the forte notes, I was using a little more pressure as well as more bow. On the mezzo piano notes, I was using less bow, less pressure. Another thing that you can do to adjust your dynamics is where your bow is located. If you bring your bow quite close to the bridge, maybe 1/4 of an inch away, and just play regular back and forth quarter notes, 3, 4. Now move the bow closer to the fingerboard, regular 4 quarter notes again, 3, 4. Even without changing the amount of bow or the amount of pressure, the dynamic level changes. So there's 3 different ways that we can change our dynamic level using our bow. Okay, basses, look at 4 measures after 37. You play an E, D, and a slur, and then you go down B to A. So that's first finger and A string. So again, it's 4 measures after 37. Find it so you can watch the notes. Set yourself up and play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to back it up and start right at 37, and we're going to play from 37 to 45. 3 and 4 and. One more time. The slurs can be that tricky part, especially when we're slurring from the D string over to the G string. 3 and 4 and.